staying in a hotel right now, and since I've been here, the elevator has not worked. And I made a video before called "The Elevator Does Not Exist: How to Outsmart Your Sugar Cravings." Please go view that one if you haven't. But I do have a confession to make. There was one point in time where I was really in a hurry to get up the stairs, to get to the 3rd floor. And while I was going up, I fell going up the stairs. And for a moment, I felt really embarrassed until I looked around and I saw that the cameras didn't catch me and no one saw, to my knowledge. And it reminded me of, I was thinking of this story today, it reminded me of how I would indulge in some of the cravings. Like I was addicted to Ben & Jerry's ice cream, the hot fudge brownie ice cream. And I would go drive to the store, go out of my way, I would go to the store, and then I would come home and I would eat the whole pint. And just like when I felt going up the stairs, I was only there with myself. You know, you're when you are participating in habits that maybe you know are not great for you, you're only with yourself. You're the only person who witnesses that. I mean, other people might see that you have these habits, but they don't see the thoughts of shame that may come in afterwards. They are not the ones looking in the mirror and speaking all this negativity. That's all you. And one of the ways that I was able to outsmart this craving cycle and to get out of this like addictive and shameful cycle that kept going on within me was to really prioritize eating the most nutrient dense foods like earlier in the morning, the first meal of the day. And I always talk about the amino acids and the fatty acids, but basically when you are providing your body and your gut bacteria with all of the nutrients that you need, all the zinc, all the iron, all the creatine, taurine, all the amino acids and the fatty acids that are essential in our diet, when you provide your body with that, your gut bacteria and your brain is not alerting you for these high calorically dense foods. My brain stopped saying, go get the Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Rachel. Go get it, go eat it. You need it, you need the calories. You know, because that baby was 1,100 calories. That was easy money, you know, in the short term. Until I felt the next day I didn't feel great, you know, and it was feeding gut bacteria that are literally linked to insulin resistance and also depression, anxiety, and other neurological diseases. Because all of these neurological, all the mental health disorders that we experience, they are very close to diseases like Parkinson's. Parkinson's has to do with dopamine in the brain. And when I was indulging and going after those high calorically dense foods, it's no different from drugs. It was lighting up my dopamine centers and it was messing up the way my body naturally secreted its dopamine. And so that's what I was really thinking about today. And the first video I made was how to outsmart your sugar cravings. This is the same thing. You can keep prioritizing, like prioritize. If you are still addicted to the Ben & Jerry's ice cream, I did this when I was still addicted. I would just say, okay, Rachel, we're gonna eat this steak before we eat the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. In my mindset, I was just trying to have the best of both worlds. I was just trying to also cut and limit my sugar spike. Because you know, the ideal of all of this and you're outsmarting your cravings, losing the weight that you want to lose and feeling better is maintaining a steady glucose level. When we maintain a steady glucose level, we can also maintain like peace and safety in the body, in the nervous system. You're just at this calm little baseline, not zigzagging all the time. So in my mind, before I was able to kick that Ben & Jerry's addiction, I would eat the steak before and then I would still have my Ben & Jerry's. Of course, you know, you get to a point in your journey where you keep going, and you want something different. And there's those moments in time, I've hit so many moments in time where I'm just like, what you're doing right now isn't working. You know, the way that you feel, I don't feel good. I want to feel better. And it's really these rock bottom moments for myself that I was able to make the change. But it wasn't like I would decide to I'm only gonna eat clean, okay? And then tomorrow I'd be surrounded by other stuff that would tempt me. And it's always gonna be like this. It's always gonna be like this. I rely on my habits. So I rely on going to sleep at a decent time so that I can allow my melatonin to do its work in the body. I can have the delta wave state in my brain go through all the processes of the brainwave states, go through so that I can wake up in the morning feeling better. I can wake up more insulin sensitive the next day. That way when I do eat my food, my sugars are being cleaned up and picked up, my glucose is going to stay stable, and I'm not going to be craving and trying to reach for these foods all the time. I'm not going to be unstable. And we always have instability in life. We don't know what's going to happen, you know? And if you're a woman too, we have our menstrual cycle, so we're always fluctuating with how we feel. And so we want to remain as stable as possible. And so if you are someone who's trying to do that, again, the elevator doesn't exist. The Ben & Jerry's, it doesn't exist. Put those other foods in your diet before. Prioritize before. Before I indulge, I'm gonna go and do this. Before, you know, I'm gonna go weight train in the morning. I'm gonna do a few lunges. I'm gonna do a few push-ups when I wake up in the morning. We change our biochemistry with our actions and our habits. So you can set the deck in your favor, and you should. Why not? Set the biochemistry, set your card deck in your favor to line you up for the best day possible. It's the only way that you're going to be able, that's the only way I was able to outsmart my cravings and to see a change in my body, to feel the change in my spirit, to feel more energetic and more at peace with myself. We're not a professional. I don't feel peace at all times, but we do be trying, and that's all we can do. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Stay moving. I love you, and good luck.